Yo guys, welcome to Devlog 6. So there's been quite a lot of changes over the past month, so I'll get right into them. So there's new arrow types in the game. So the way these work is you just press E by default to toggle between your special arrow type and your normal arrow type. So you have your normal arrows, and then the special arrows at the moment are smoke, wind and fire. Sorry, just wind and fire. So the wind arrow is a smoke bomb pretty much, and the fire arrow is a Molotov. So you'll be able to choose one out of however many arrow types end up in the game, and you'll choose it when you spawn every round. So it'll just have a panel that says smoke, wind and fire arrows, and then you just press the keybind to select which arrow type you want for that round, and the same will be for utility as well. So ignore the particle effects and stuff for the arrow types. I'm currently trying to learn Niagara a bit to try and just make them myself. So currently I just have the arrows for the Molotov. So yeah, you just press E to toggle. You get the little green dot at the bottom for now, which just tells you which one you've got selected. And then when you run out of arrows, the special arrow type, it just swaps back to normal by default. And then you get a little error text and a little error noise if you try and swap to it and there's no ammo left. Moving on to utility, so there's a throwing knife in the game now, which is the new utility type. So again, you'll be able to swap between these every round. You'll be able to choose which utility you want. At the moment there's like a small smoke, which I want to change so it's more of like a dust smoke effect kind of thing, and the throwing knife. So the biggest similarity the throwing knife has is probably to Modern Warfare 2's throwing knife, but without the bounce. So you press Q by default and it latches it back, and then you just let go and it'll throw it, and you get the predicted projectile path as well, same as the arrow, which I'll talk about as well. And you can pretty much just use this whenever, so you can use it while sliding, throwing, jumping, there's not really any limitations to it. You can cancel it with a melee, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah. The predicted projectile path that I talked about is another new addition that I've added to the game. This is a new gameplay option as well in the settings. There's a lot that I've added in there. So this one basically just shows you the path of where the arrow or the, whatever projectile you're using is going to go. So if you're new to the game or you're trying to see how the projectiles work, you can just turn that on until you get used to it. And then along with that, there's a lot of customization options for the obstacle indicator in the game as well, so you can change if it's visible or not, how much meters it goes up till, so you can turn it off only if it's past 30 meters or whatever. There's quite a lot of options there, so you can control it however you want. And just a quick one as well, the below the knee damage is now 4 shot, so it takes 4 fully charged shots to kill someone below the knee. It does 40 damage total now instead of 50. So you have to get that extra shot if you're missing your shots more. So moving on to some game mode changes. So time limits have been decreased across the board. There's the arrow packs now spawn every 30 seconds, just flat out every 30 seconds, so it's easy to understand. And there's also a spawned arrow pack as well when the round starts. So you can kind of give this to whoever you want and they'll get an extra. It's currently 3 arrows at the moment, but I might make it 5. Need to playtest it a lot and see what happens with it. The teams swap sides as well now after 6 rounds. So this is a interesting one because originally I didn't plan for swapping sides. So that's why I was always making the maps a lot more perfectly symmetrical. But now I've added this, I'm going to start experimenting more with maps that aren't exactly symmetrical. So Fate is one of those, which I'll show you. So let's have a look at Fate. So this is one of the maps that I showed off in the last devlog, and it was quite trash. It just had jump pads. I was going for like a, 2 jump pads collide in midair from each team's side of the map. So sticking with that, this is the new Fate map. I do think there's still quite a lot I can change on this one to make it work a lot better than it currently does. Every map goes through quite a lot of iteration, and Fate is only on its 3rd iteration or something, so we'll see how far this one goes. Cliffside real quick. Updated Cliffside quite a lot. I did some more high ground elevated areas to the lower half of the map to make that a bit more balanced. And I really, honestly, I really like these changes, so hopefully they play well. The waterfalls have been updated with the water plugin from 4.26 as well, same as Fate. And the bridges have been added. There's no grey boxing on this map anymore. It's pretty much ready to go, I think. And then moving on to Throne. So Throne, I love Throne. Honestly, I do. So this is one of the last maps to get updated as well in the last patch. And I still want to work on the fountain side of the map and improve that a lot more. And the goal for this map, I think, or like the general theme, is going to be like a castle vibe, but like in the snow, kind of. So we'll kind of see how that plays out in the next devlog, hopefully. And also, I forgot to mention team flags. So these in the future, you'll be able to change them in the custom lobby to each team's logo, hopefully, or something like that. We'll see how it works. So yeah, you can, as a spectator in a tournament or whatever, you can see which team is on which sides, and then they also swap sides, and the flags swap sides too. So matchmaking is now in early testing too, so currently just deathmatch for now, and then if I get that working, then I'll work on the other game modes, so 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and hopefully get those working. You can also hop in the matchmaking queue and then go into training range and mess around in the training range, and it'll keep you in the queue, and then it'll just pull you out as soon as the game's ready. And along with that, I've changed the widgets as well. So when you're in a custom lobby or you're matchmaking, it'll be like the same widget, but it'll just have different text and different icons and different color schemes. So at all times, you always know like what you're queuing for and what are you doing in the menus. And with that, the training range has been updated as well. So there's some jump pads that have been added around the place, just for a bit of practice to get used to how they work, seeing as they're a feature on the Fate map. So I'll just move stuff around a bit, and then I've also added a quick video here as well to show how you turn on the predicted projectile path too. But as always guys, really appreciate you getting this far and watching the video all the way through. Thanks to all the patrons who've helped me get this far, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.